Friends, we were doing the chapter The Changing Cultural Traditions, and today we will start the new topic The Copernican Revolution. So, you can see the scientific revolutions of the 16th and 17th century. It changed the worldview of the West, weakening the power of the Catholic Church, and ultimately leads in the modes of thought and new way of living for Europe rising middle class. The turning point in European science came with the work of Copernicus, a contemporary of Martin Luther. So here you can see the Christians they had believed that earth was a sinful or immoral place and the heavy burden of sin made it immovable or motionless. The geocentric theory of this Catholic Church, okay, especially because the church taught that the god put earth as the center of the universe, which made earth so powerful. Ptolemy advanced the geocentric theory in a form that prevailed for 1400 years. He added mathematics to support his theory. So the Ptolemaic model had been widely accepted in Europe for 1000 years. When Copernicus, you can see, he proposed this model, he asserted that the planet, including the Earth, it rotated around the Sun, and this was highly controversial at the time. So the church they became so angry. The geocentric theory made human beings seem closer to God, and since Earth was in the center, that meant humans were more special. And if we talk about this heliocentric theory, it changed that perspective completely, making human, you can see, lost that position in the universe. For this reason, he did not want his manuscript De Revolutionibus, okay, the rotation, to be printed. On his deathbed, or when he was dying, he gave it to his follower, you can see, Joachim Ridicus, okay. It took time to people to accept this idea. It was much later, more than half a century. Astronomers like John Kepler and Galilei, through their writing and the difference, you can see, or the theory of heaven and earth, writing and the differences or the theory of heaven and earth. So the theory of the earth as a part of a sun center system was made popular by Kepler cosmographical mystery, which demonstrate that the planet have moved around the sun not in circle but in ellipses or in oval. So Galileo confirmed the notions of the dynamic world in his work The Motion. His discovery with the telescope revolutionized astronomy and paved the way for acceptance of the Copernicus heliocentric system. But his advocacy of that system eventually resulted in an accusations process against him. In 1992, you can see the Roman Catholic Church finally repealed the ruling of the Inquisitions against Galileo. The church gave a pardon to Galileo and admitted that the heliocentric theory was correct. This pardon came after 360 years after Galileo's death. So this revolution in science it reached its climax with, you can see, Newton theory of gravitations. Reading the universe, Galileo once remarked or he commented that the Bible that show the road or the path to heaven does not say much on how the heaven work. The work of these thinkers, they shared, you can see, they showed knowledge as distinct form of belief or distinct from the belief that was based on observation and experiment. So these scientists, they had shown the way to achieve knowledge through experiment and investigations into what came to be called physics, chemistry, biology expanded rapidly. So historian gave the name scientific revolution a new approach to the knowledge of man and nature. So, what was the consequence? So, in the mind of the people, the suspicious and non believer, God began to be replaced by nature as the source of creation. Nature as the source of creation. So, here you can see those who keep their faith in God, they started talking about a distant God who doesn't directly regulate the act of living in the material world. Such idea it was popularized by the scientist institutions. Okay, as you can see, two important society here: Paris Academy and Royal Society. So they established a new scientific culture in the public domain. So the Paris Academy, established in 1670, and the Royal Society in London for the formation, you can see, of natural knowledge, formed in 1662. So these scientific institutions held lectures and concluded experiment for public viewing. Was the European Renaissance in the 14th century? The question arises, can the period be marked as sharp break from the past, and you can see rebirth of idea from the Greek and Roman culture? Okay, you can see AD 12th and 13th century is uh, you can see when there was an earlier period, the period 12th to 13th century, that is called the period of darkness. Writer like Peter Burke of England hold that a writer, okay, Burckhardt, had exaggerated, or he has written more, the sharp differences between the earlier period and the Renaissance period. So it implies that the Greek and Roman civilization took new birth in the Renaissance. And you can see period, and the scholars and the artists of the period substituted the pre-Christian worldview for the Christian ones. But these arguments are exaggerated. In fact, scholars in the 12th and the 13th century had been familiar with Greek and Roman culture and tradition and continue to be very important parts of people life. So Renaissance was a period of, you can see, dynamisms and artistic creativity, as we saw, whereas the Middle Age it was a time of darkness, is a period of gloom, darkness and lack of development. So many elements that associated with the Renaissance in Italy around 12th and 13th centuries. It has been suggested by some historian that uh, in the 9th century in France, there has been similar literary and artistic blur. So the cultural changes in Europe at the time was not shaped only by classical civilization of Rome and Greek. The archaeological and literary sources this recreate the Roman culture and became a great admiration of that civilization. So the European Renaissance men not only just learned from Greek and Roman culture but also from India, Arabia, Iran, Central Asia and China. Early European writers saw the Renaissance from a European centered viewpoint. So you can see some important changes did happen in this period was the gradually the private and the public sphere of life began to become separate. The public sphere here meant the area of government and of formal religion, and the private sphere it included the family and personal religion. The individual had a private as well as public role. He was not simply a member of one of the three orders, he was also a person in his own right. An artist was not just a member of guild, he was known for himself. In art, you can see in the 18th century, this sense of individual would be expressed in a political form in the belief that all individuals had equal political rights. So another development was that the different region of Europe they started to have their separate sense of identity on the basis of language. So earlier Roman Empire and later Latin and Christianity was dissolving into many states, and each state united by its common languages. So, students, we studied about the changing cultural tradition in which we focus in Europe from the 14th and the 17th centuries. So when we talk about the 14th and the 17th century, it marked the transition of medieval Europe to modern time. And if we talk about the life in the medieval age, it was different from the modern Europe. So in the medieval age, men and women they were guided in nearly everything they did by the idea of otherworldliness. This means that their main concern was to prepare themselves for the next life. So the Christian church taught that the life on the earth was of secondary importance. The man who was, you can see, most admired, who could make and sell handy gadgets or comfortable goods for the people, or an inventor who could you can see perfect a new kind of machine. So the ideal man during this age was the cloistered monk who spent all his life praying and meditating and gave little thought to his bodily comfort and the beauties of this world. So there was so little progress in the science during the Middle Age as we're talking about, and all the education, the art, the literature, they served only the church. So in the medieval age, no effort were made to get the individual his right. The average man had no liberty to express his own view or live his own way of life. A man inclined toward the religion could find only one church to belong to. The merchants and the craftsmen, they could work only as a guild member. If a man was serf, his status of life and vocation was fixed from at birth. He was born as serf and a serf bound to the soil. So in the medieval age, you can see people lived in an atmosphere of authority. Medieval thought laid, you can see, far more emphasized on group activities and group control than in individual interest and personal freedom. The people had no freedom of self-expression. So it became very clear that why medieval men lived in a static world, meaning a world ruled by customs and resisted any changes. So new idea and new way of life were vigorously opposed by the people. When we talk about the modern time, changes in thought in government and way of living came about with comparative rapidity, but the men, you can see, lived in the circle of the custom. So here you can see sources. So sources, you can see two types of sources are available. One are the literary and the one the archaeological sources. Documented, you can see document, printed book, paintings, sculptures, building, textile. These are the sources. Most of the sources are carefully preserved in art galleries, museums in Europe and America. A Swiss scholar, you can see Jacob Burckhardt, wrote a book called The Civilization of the Renaissance in Italy, in which he called his reader attention to the literature, uh, architecture, and painting to tell the story of how a new humanist culture had developed and flourished in Italian town from the 14th and 17th centuries. So it tells us that this culture was characterized by a new belief that man as an individual was capable of making his own decisions and developing his skill. He was modern in contrast to medieval man and was deeply influenced by the church.